Welcome to the Never Gets Old podcast with your hosts, Mac Jackson and Nick Narrow, celebrating all we love in TV, movies, comics, and music. Share your questions, comments, and artwork on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and dieheroic.com.
Hi everybody, it's Mac Jackson. I'm back with my buddy Chris from Marvel vs. DC. Chris, just so people know the difference, what is the link that they can go to?
You could find us on Facebook if you use hashtag MVDC.
MVDC. See, I should remember that. And we're going to have a fun conversation, but first I just want to thank everybody. Our last podcast with Chris, we had a lot of fun, and it got a lot of views thanks to the people at Terminal Conflict, his site, Marvel vs. DC, all the people, who are listening and then sharing it with other people. Thank you so much. And please keep sharing it, and also, give us some feedback. Let us know if you want to hear our opinion on some movie trailer or some sort of gossip. Just let us, and if you don't like something that we're talking about, let us hear that too. I mean, come on, we're all a community, right?
Absolutely.
So, with that out of the way, all the thank yous and pleases. Anything new happened lately, Chris, that you want to talk about?
Oh, man.
Any sort of gossip or, I don't know, trailers?
We got, my daughter's trying to break in the room. She may be joining us on this podcast.
Oh. I was wondering who was beating up something.
She's sliding stuff under the door and you see little fingers.
Nah.
If it wasn't adorable, it's terrifying. Let's see. We got a new Spider-Man. We got a Punisher. We got everything that was released at Comic-Con.
Well, we're going to try and squeeze in as much as we can in this hour. Otherwise, we'll have it wait until the next time. But let's see. What do you think of Jon Bernthal as the Punisher?
He wouldn't be my first choice, but he seems like a good fit for, a certain portrayal of the character. And I'm not sure 100% of the storyline they're going with, but from the stills I've seen, he looks like he fits the part.
I saw a couple of the stills, and they really cut his hair, almost shaved his head completely. It's a real... I think it fits, though, because it's a military look.
Now, maybe it's just me. I thought Thomas Jane did a great job as the Punisher.
Yeah,
personally.
I thought he did a great job. I don't think he necessarily looked like the Punisher. I thought the Ray, what's his name, who did the sequel, Warzone, I thought he looked more like the Punisher.
But the throw-off is he's not as good of an actor.
Mm.
And if you notice, there was very little dialogue in the movie at all.
Yeah, but that's the writer. That's not his fault. You know what I mean? And also, the Warzone is a much more satisfying Punisher movie, I think. They did the origin right. He wasn't killed. The family wasn't killed in Florida on a vacation and all that. But it was a shoot 'em up. Oh, they had Jigsaw in it. I mean, that was great. Yeah. The only problem I had was that it seemed a little heavy-handed with the cursing. Instead of it being natural, they're like, wait, let's go all the way and just say effing this and effing that after every single. If we can do that, that'll make it feel more. It'll be gritty. And I just, because it was on TV the other night, so I watched it again. I'm like, this is a fun, great movie, except that, every other word is that. And I'm like, you're losing me. you know?
Yeah.
But,
Hold on 1 second.
Sure. Yeah, I saw the stills of, they're filming the second season of Daredevil, and I'm thrilled to death about that, because I can't get it. You've seen the whole season of Daredevil, right?
Oh, it was incredible.
Right. I honestly think it's the best thing Marvel's done, so far. It's, you know, and I love all of what Marvel's done. Winter Soldier was my favorite Marvel movie. But when I saw Daredevil,
absolutely.
I'm like, you know what? Daredevil's pretty darn perfect. I have no complaint whatsoever. It's exciting every episode I've seen. And now with all right, I'll tell you what I believe the plot is for this second season. We'll see if I'm right. Because we have Bullseye, Elektra, who was just cast, and Punisher. So I think it's going to be Matt having to deal with Elektra, you know, being torn, you know, oh, I love you because you're my girlfriend from college, but at the same time, come on, stop killing people. He has Bullseye chasing him. Bullseye's going to be great. You know, Bullseye's Daredevil's equal.
Who do they have as Bullseye?
I don't think they cast him yet.
Okay.
Yeah, the rumor was it was going to be Jason Statham, which I thought would have been excellent. I mean, I love watching his movies. But that's not who it's going to be. So, I mean, they're going to have him fighting Daredevil as, I guess he'll be the second big bad. And then the other side will be, the Punisher, who's coming in, who sees things his way and is not only trying to take down Bullseye at the same time, but now you're going to have Daredevil fighting against the Punisher, you know, while at the same time trying to stop Bullseye and Elektra. So there's your full season right there. I love it. And I love the idea of the Punisher being the big bad of the second season. And the Kingpin will be pulling all the strings from his prison cell. He's the one who's going to send Bullseye out to get, and possibly Elektra, out to kill Daredevil.
I wonder if they're going to kill her off. They won't. I guess they won't kill her off as soon as she comes in.
You know what? If you look, Elektra got killed off really quick in the Frank Miller initial run.
Yeah.
But I don't. You know what? It would be a heck of a thing to do. It would put the big surprise, for those who don't know, at the end of the season if she does get killed. But you could also have her stick around for another season if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, the problem I see with a lot of movies now is they're trying to rush the plot along where, okay, wait, Gwen Stacy. Okay, she has to die. We have to kill her. So let's make sure that happens by the second movie. Elektra. Elektra has to die in this movie. Daredevil, she didn't have to die. You know what I mean? In the movie.
Yeah.
But, okay. She did, whatever. If they do it with this, I trust Marvel enough that, man, they slowed down. It didn't feel like it was slow, but they paced that first season of Daredevil so perfectly. It wasn't because I thought I'd have a problem with him not being in the red outfit.
So what was... Yeah, and then when you get the red outfit, you kind of... rather have the black one back anyway.
Yeah, I didn't need it. It was as long as he was in action and, you know, the story was so compelling for each and every character, I thought, well, when he gets to the outfit, great. That'll be good for the next season.
I think if there was one scene that defined that show, it would have to be the second episode when he went to rescue that kid fighting in the hole.
Yes. That's the other thing that, okay, I don't know, I've mentioned this to you, I'm sure. My two favorites are Batman and Daredevil. Absolutely, without a question, they are my, the top. So Daredevil is, you know, near and dear to my heart. One of the things two things I love about Daredevil. Well, all right, many things, but the two I'm going to mention. One is, and they didn't shy away from this in the series, his faith. He's a Catholic. Instead of it being all, well, let's have everybody be liberal, we don't really want to assign somebody's religion. No, he's Catholic. He has this conflict in him all the time. He doesn't know if he's doing the right thing, but he's trying to. that constant momentum of trying to be your best
Yeah.
is brilliant and compelling. The other side of it is what you said. He's beat up. The guy got stabbed multiple times.
Yeah.
So you know what? He's still fighting the good fight. Murdochs get knocked down, but we get back up again. We take a beating, but we always stand back up. I love that. And even though you see him, he's not in top form, obviously. He's just barely standing. But he takes out that whole hallway full of guys. And wasn't that great?
Cinematically speaking, that would be a scene in my top 15.
Yep.
I don't know exactly where I would put it, but I mean, you got scenes like Luke Skywalker losing his hand to his father.
Mm-hmm.
You got Indiana Jones running from the boulder. Like, I would put it in that.
Yep.
I would put it on that.
You're right. It defines the character and separates him from everybody else. He may not be able to fly or have a suit of armor, but he's not giving up. That's the thing. He does not give up.
So, what do you think was so different about this Daredevil as opposed to the movie version?
You want to hear something cool I found out since we last spoke?
Mm-hmm.
The movie version. Now, I have the director's cut of the movie version. The movie version should have been so much better than I like the movie version despite its flaws. But what they had planned was much more deep, much more compelling. But the studio said, I don't want a 2.5 hour movie or even a 2 hour movie. You need to cut it back, so you need to edit this part out. There's a whole trial with Coolio playing a part.
Coolio?
Yeah. If you get the director's cut, if you can find, it's worth it. It's a whole B plot where it's him and Foggy defending this punk who's has a bad reputation anyway of murder. Mm-hmm. He knows he didn't murder the guy. So, Coolio plays the guy who may or may not have murdered some girl. They took it out of the theater version, and so when you watch it, it makes a lot more sense. It flows better as a movie.
Speaking of director's cuts,
mm-hmm.
Avengers Age of Ultron. I read something online where Joss Whedon doesn't want to release a director's cut because they said it was like 3 hours, I think 3 hours and change.
Right.
And then they had to cut it down. I knew this. I heard this before I watched the movie, and it seemed like the plot's just, at some points, it slows down. To me, it feels like it slowed down to its original pace.
Mm-hmm.
And then at other points, it just sped up like stuff was getting skipped. I think that they should, even though he doesn't want to, if they release a director's cut
mm-hmm.
for Age of Ultron, I don't care if it was $60. I'm just throwing my money at it.
Well, you know what? And here's the pillow for that hurt. He said all the extra stuff he was going to throw in as bonus material anyway. So even though it's not the quote-unquote director's cut, you're still going to get all those scenes.
I mean, because I'm pretty sure they went a lot more into Ultron than what was actually in the movie.
Maybe. Like I said, the only problem I had with that movie, and again, I love it, I have no complaint, except towards the end of the movie, when they're doing the big battle, they all have their masks off. There was no reason for that to happen. Again, I have to watch it again because I was sitting next to some smelly guy whose cell phone kept going off, and he
just tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, I'm trying to enjoy a movie."
And he goes, sorry. And then he'd stare at the phone. Sorry. And then he'd figure out how to shut it off while he's cursing under his breath. He'd put it away. Instead of silencing the ringer, 2 minutes later, it goes off again. Now, I'm trying to not turn towards him because he reeks so bad. This is why you got to pick when you go to the theater. This guy in a crowded theater hadn't bathed in forever. And now his cell phone goes off 3 times. I'm like, and I have my son with me. So it's not like I can go, okay, pal, step outside so I can punch you in the face. I don't think you need to.
lay the guy out. You just need to have
No. But you know
start
what?
talking to with him,
But think about this. We live in such a world where people are in way too much of a hurry to amplify things to where people get killed over stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm thinking, is this worth it? I'm going to own this movie, so I'm enjoying it enough, but I'll have to really pay attention when I own it. But anyway, back to my point. They all have their masks off, like Steve Rogers. I'm like, put the freaking mask on, dude! I understand you're Chris Evans and that they want to show their faces. Stop it! You are put the mask on. You're playing a part. You're Captain freaking America.
I have to be honest. I think with the first Avengers, I realized why they left him with the mask off, because the mask looked a little bit ridiculous.
Well, and they actually showed
when
him.
He had the mask on, it didn't look that bad.
They showed him in the first movie take the mask off for a reason, too. And I'm like, okay, you're in the middle of a battle and whatever, it got damaged. Fine. But the second one, I have yet to see why that happened. Back to what you're saying about Daredevil, though. And I've said this numerous times. The movie, the problem I had with it was the fighting. But it's supposed to be fantastic. I mean, it's Daredevil. He's supposed to know how to bob, weave, take a hit, roll with it, and hit the guy. I couldn't see that because whoever the director was zoomed in so close, all I saw was elbows and knees. I'm like, I'm missing the fluidity. One of the things I love about Daredevil is he's got that graceful, like I study American Kempo. That's you're constantly using your whole body,
Yeah.
blocking, hitting, you're hitting the guy 3 times at once. Well, and it's based a lot off boxing. Well, Daredevil, besides his ninjutsu stuff he's learning, I guarantee the guy knows Kempo, because if it's based on boxing like his father, he has those sort of, thoughts anyway. Well, I couldn't tell that in that. However, in the TV show, it's beautiful. It's great. And they make sure that he's not perfect at it yet. They show him just starting off. He struggles at times. He does that whole kick where he just throws his whole body over and catches the guy in the face.
Yeah.
And he lands on the ground. Now, between you and me, I'd never do that. Because, you just threw yourself on the ground. Who needs that aggravation? But it's pretty to look at, and, especially in that hallway fight. When he does it, it makes sense. Because he's so haggard, he's so tired.
Yeah, he gave that all he had.
Yeah.
And I can imagine when, as soon as he was off camera, he was like just dying for air, just like,
well,
right, back out there.
Him and the stunt guy flip-flopped. Like,
okay.
A lot of it he did. But anything where it was, I think, one of those where you flip over and fall on your face, he wasn't, they don't have.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Punisher, I'm excited with. I'm like, okay, I don't, he's thick enough that I'm like, yep, I could see you as the Punisher, and it's
a good choice.
Yeah,
I never thought it was a bad choice.
I
just see, I don't know, every time the actor who's the Punisher, every time I look at him, I think instantly of The Walking Dead and him scratching the back of his head in like every scene.
Yeah, like
yeah, exactly.
He was on a show before that called The Class. It lasted one season, and it was really, really good. So when we saw him in The Walking Dead, we're like, oh, it's that guy, John Bernthal, something or other. Now he's known for The Walking Dead. Did you hear about Wesley Snipes?
Talking with Marvel? I don't know. I don't think they have a good spot for him right now. As far as Blade goes, I mean, I'm pretty sure once they start getting into Doctor Strange and stuff, and they start going off into that mystic area,
right,
it could come up. But like right now, I just don't see like an open slot to bring.
Apparently, the rumor is, and I'm sure you've read this, since Daredevil did so well, and they're going to do so many shows, they're going to do 3 other shows, possibly Ghost Rider, possibly Blade, and possibly somebody else who's mystical.
Iron Fist.
No, Iron Fist is a done deal. That's definitely happening.
Okay.
That's part of this first chunk.
I read that they were actually having an issue with Iron Fist because his is heavy into mysticism. They're like having a problem keeping it grounded, so it fits the flow of the rest of the shows.
Actually, you want to hear something cool that maybe not everybody picked up on? In Daredevil, Mrs. Gao,
mm-hmm.
one who you don't think can speak English through most of the first season, who's running the drug trade,
mm-hmm.
She's from Kun Lao.
I see.
You go. Right? Pretty cool. And
my cousin, Anthony, actually, he's taken I believe it's a test to be a doctor. He just passed one of his tests, so congratulations to him. I'm pretty sure he'll listen to it. He was breaking down all this stuff in Daredevil, and I was like, did I even watch the first season? Like, the stuff he was coming up with, I was like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I had to go back and rewatch some of it.
Oh, I know, and they're setting up so many things. I mean, the fact that the Hand, the Ninja Clan, is introduced in this first season, I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Like the guy who you think is just the leader of one of the Kingpin's, lieutenants. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, you're a ninja yourself. Oh, okay. And, with that sickle weapon and
yeah.
That was beautiful. And the red outfit, I love that they didn't turn away from the red ninja outfit. That's fun. Not everything has to be black. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the Hand are... I thought the Hand ninjas were all dead. I could be wrong.
No. This is just the beginning of them.
Okay.
However, it would be cool talking about mysticism. What they do in the comics now is when they get, killed or mortally wounded. Let's just say killed for sake of argument.
Mm-hmm.
They turn to dust.
Yeah.
They like smoke, gone. That would be cool if they do that during the second season. I would love that.
Wolverine, I think it was Agent of Hydra. Yeah, Wolverine, Agent of Hydra.
We talked about that one.
He gets murdered in the very beginning. Everybody says, oh my god, he can't kill Wolverine. No. Gorgon comes and just straight up murders him. And then the one thing I like about the Hand, they resurrect you.
They can do that, which is how they brought Elektra back.
Yeah.
And they can do that if they kill her during this next season. Bring her back for the next.
And I'm like,
or whenever.
And I'm like, yo, that's kind of cool. Only because when you read it, Wolverine, Agent of Hydra, is a great story.
Yeah.
Gorgon showed he could do all this, and then he killed himself just so they could resurrect him. I was like, that's faith right there. That's a lot of trust.
I like about that is, one, they don't just bring you back and you're the same person. When you come back, you're brainwashed. You have to actually be deprogrammed to be back to normal. Otherwise, you're working for the Hand. I thought, that's great. I love it. Because it's like the Lazarus Pit with Batman. If you dunk yourself in the Lazarus Pit, sure, you're going to be healed from your mortal wounds, but you're also going to be crazy for a couple minutes. I love that because there needs to be a trade-off to some extent. Otherwise, you're just, I'll just go for a swim and be fine. You know what I mean? What else?
So, speaking of Daredevil, it's a nice segue into Ben Affleck. So, he's going to be writing and directing the new Batman movie. With
Jeff Johns.
Which I think is a great combo.
It has to be. I mean, okay.
He seemed, honestly, now I told you before I'm not the biggest Batman fan, but
I'll get you.
After watching the trailer, he seems like he gets it. Like that's a Batman I could get behind. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to repeat it whenever I actually have one of these episodes with Nick again. Because anybody who's listened to previous episodes, I am so worried for the DC movies because of these choices that they're making from what I've read so far with Ben freaking Affleck as Batman. Son of, this guy doesn't keep his mouth hangs open when he's not talking. But, okay, so if you want to hear any of those rants, listen to any of the previous episodes in which we discuss it. What I will say, after just watching that trailer, I am a whole lot closer to being excited for Ben Affleck being Batman. Just based on that trailer, because his mouth is closed and he looks like he's being Batman. He looks, and if he is taking this so seriously that he's going to write the Batman movie with Jeff Johns, which again, Jeff Johns I'm pretty sure is going to be the main writer. But whatever. It's the passion that I admire. The fact that Ben Affleck isn't just going, oh, I'll just cash the check. I don't really care about the character. If he does the Hugh Jackman Wolverine type thing where Hugh Jackman adores playing the part, cares about what he's doing, if Ben Affleck does that with Batman, I'm sold. Yes. I will say what worries me. What worries me. I was going to say what I'm not thrilled about is they seem to be a little too close to The Dark Knight Returns where they're going to have him be with the gray coming into his hair. Yeah. And I read somewhere where Ben Affleck, maybe I'm misquoting, said, he's at the end of his rope. He's thinking about packing it in. And I went, That was you shouldn't have said that. Batman will never
What if they use that to bring in a Batman Beyond-like character?
Okay, let me point this out to you. Bruce Wayne, still Batman. He may not be in the suit.
That's true.
But he's pulling the strings. There's a great line which always stays with me from that series where Bruce, one of the bad guys was trying to drive Bruce Wayne crazy. And he's yelling and he's, get out of my head. And because the voice is going, Bruce, throw yourself out of the window, Bruce. You want to. And so at the end of the episode, Terry McGinnis says to him, how did you know, you look like you were going crazy. He goes, I knew that wasn't in my head. He goes, why? He said, the voice called me Bruce. In my head, that's not what I call myself. And it's great because McGinnis says, yeah, well, that's me now. And Bruce goes, tell that to my subconscious. I'm like, yeah! See, because he's always going to be Batman. It's not like the end of the Nolan films where, I found a hot babe, I'm going to run off to Italy. Like, it doesn't, and let's not go down that road. But I pray that they know Bruce Wayne in this movie coming up and forever after, until he dies, and I'm sure afterward, is still going to be Batman. He can't help himself. You know what I mean? It's not his job to him. It's who he is.
So when I watched the Batman vs. Superman trailer when it was just released a few days ago at Comic-Con.
Yep. Check out, what? I'm sure it's on your website.
Yeah, we have it on our page.
It's also on the Never Gets Old podcast page. Everybody go like these pages, please, by the way, because I'm posting every day. I know Chris is. We need to know that you're watching and have opinions, so do that. But go ahead.
And I'm a bigger Superman fan than I am Batman.
Okay.
I actually found myself rooting for Batman in this one, which is, if anybody knows me, is unheard of. Unheard of.
Yeah.
But the one thing I always say that I don't like about DC, I mean, I got tons of stuff I don't like about either Marvel or DC. Sure. Nothing's perfect, but I mean, how heavily they lean upon Batman.
Okay.
And Superman. It's like, I understand those are the two big names you got, but
villains, yeah.
Just take a shot. Like the Suicide Squad.
Did you see the official trailer, by the way, for that?
I gotta be honest, I didn't get really excited over it.
You know what? I'm
It
just
could be I need to see
thing.
the next trailer when it comes out or get me more like the Batman Superman one. The first trailer I was like, eh.
Okay.
And then I seen this one, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
now
definitely gonna go see this one.
You know what? I'll tell you one of the things that sold me on this trailer, especially Ben Affleck as Batman. Besides him keeping his mouth shut when he wasn't talking. You know the scene where, and they were brilliant to do this, they tied into the first movie where Zod is blowing up the building from inside with his heat vision? That is Bruce Wayne down the block watching that happen from his view.
I actually posted that.
Yeah, I saw it.
One of our other pages, Gotham City Memes.
Yep.
Which is a great page for anybody to check out, especially if they're big fans of Batman or the Joker.
Well, and I love the fact that not only do you see that happening, and he's on the phone yelling, when everybody is running away from the falling building, Bruce Wayne is running towards it. Boom! There you go. That is amazing.
That's because he's Batman.
Exactly.
Like he in his subconscious, he doesn't know if he has a suit on or not.
Exactly. He can't help himself, and I adore that. I love that he didn't just stand there and go, no! He went,
Now, this is something that I picked up from the scene, the very scene you're speaking about. I don't know if everybody did. When I first watched Man of Steel.
Okay.
I said everything in this happens for a reason.
Uh-huh.
And now, all right, you see Bruce Wayne running, and you see the lasers coming out, the heat vision. You see that going through the building.
Yeah.
And then you go back to the Man of Steel, and you remember when Zod's doing it. So it's a combined clip, the one that's online.
Right.
And you see it from both angles. If DC is basing their universe around every single detail in every movie, that is incredible.
I'm telling you. You know, okay, here's another thing. I'll go through some stuff that worries me. Besides the fact that they're trying to make Bruce Wayne the Dark Knight Returns version, that's a what if story in the future. I don't want them to age him too fast. Because it's not like you can get somebody else to be Batman. You know what I mean? Unless you recast it and start all over again. But I digress. The scene I saw where it's, again, people are guessing. So who knows if this is true or not. They show him standing outside what people say is the Wayne Manor, all destroyed. I hope that's not true. I hope that's like a dream that he's having. Because if you look, it shows all the land all around it is overgrown too. And it's all gray. So I'm thinking he might be having a nightmare. I think it's one of those where he's like, the Wayne Manor's fine, except he's having a dream of what if it got destroyed. There's another one where people are thinking there's the new Bat Cave inside the Bat Cave. I think it's one of his many caves, like one that he has in one of his buildings. I mean, why would you get rid of the Wayne Manor and Bat Cave if you don't have to? That'd just be a waste. Also, the Robin outfit. Okay? To me, and again, maybe it'll come in clear in the movie, but from this trailer, it looks like it's a bronze statue. It doesn't look like it's the actual uniform. You know what? And it's spray painted, and I don't know what that means. Because it looks like the Joker did it. But if the Joker did it, then that means the Joker's been in the Batcave. And if the Joker's been in the Batcave, he's going to know that it's Batman. So
I mean, or it could be he just kept the costume. You know what I'm saying? After I don't want to spread rumors, but I've seen online some people were saying they show a tombstone. I looked at the trailer like 6 times. I didn't even see the tombstone.
No, that got debunked. But go ahead.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about the Grayson, the Dick Grayson tombstone?
So one of the Robins died. Obviously, if they're smart,
Jason Todd.
They would start. Yeah, exactly. They would just start slowly setting up for
here's what you do. Yeah, you don't cut the nose off to spite your face. You don't go, Dick Grayson that everybody loves and becomes Nightwing, which there's another spin-off. There's another character who, by the way, is going to be in Titans, a new TV show. why would they kill Dick Grayson and limit their option with Nightwing when you could just go, well, we have Jason Todd, that's the one who dies, that's the one who we could set up to be in the Batman movie, he could be the Red Hood, whatever. You know, if they don't do that, if they don't follow that specifically, that's the crap that worries me. If that's supposed to be Dick Grayson's outfit and he's dead, I'll be so ticked. I'll be so angry.
So I'm excited about the Batman Superman. The trailer was incredible.
Even Wonder Woman looked good.
Oh my gosh, she looked gorgeous.
Right? But I mean, action-wise, I'm like, okay, I believe you now as Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, the action was good, but whew, that is a gorgeous woman right there. So, I got excited about that trailer. I seen the Suicide Squad. Me personally, I grew up with Will Smith. Love Will Smith. He seems kind of washed up to me. I mean, I can't even think of the last good movie he actually had.
Well, you know what, though? I try and look at it this way. An actor doesn't necessarily know that the movie that they're in is going to stink. You know what I mean? You could name any actor. They go into it going, all right, this seems like a pretty decent script. So then they sign on for it. Well, then you got the director involved. You have rewrites. You have editing.
I would believe that, except for the fact everything he's picked up until like After Earth and Men in Black 3, everything else he's picked prior to that has been nothing but gold.
Right, but you know, that doesn't matter to him. I mean, that's not a reflection on him as an actor. That's just whoops. After Earth didn't do well. But you know,
I didn't even see it. That's how bad it was.
I started to watch it, and then I got too late, and I wasn't going to stay up. But, you know, look at it this way. If you saw the idea, that's a pretty decent idea. You don't know if, you know, and look at all the movies that we love that may have bombed in the theater. That doesn't mean they're bad movies. It just means that it wasn't, you know, came out at the wrong time, and people weren't interested at the time. You know what I mean? Like some movies that are classics today bombed when they originally came out. And like Harrison Ford and Devil's Own. He did the movie. Mm-hmm. Okay. That I remember being a movie, one of his first in a long, long time that didn't do well. And part of it was, and he was very open about it. He said, look it. The movie that came out that didn't do well was not the movie I signed up to do. We started to film it. We had problems with the director. They kept rewriting the darn thing in the middle of filming. So I'm sorry. Harrison Ford's like, I'm sorry.
That's one of the things I'm concerned about with Ant-Man. You know, Edgar Wright's gone. It was initially it was his vision of what it wanted to be. But I looked at some reviews. Some people are saying it's like their third favorite Marvel movie. So I'm like,
yeah,
maybe it's really good. Like I've seen a few people. I mean, you got the negative and the positive, but it seems like it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely one of the things. They said the special effects are great.
Mm-hmm. And
they said the story is surprisingly well.
Mm-hmm.
And then, people are putting it up there like their top three. Like they're
Falcon
going Avengers, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man 1. And they're saying Ant-Man. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
High praise.
Here's the thing. I'm happy to say this. For a guy who views himself more as a DC guy over Marvel, when it comes to movies so far, or at least with this new phase of what DC's doing with their movies, I have complete faith in Marvel. Marvel can do no wrong in my eyes.
Yeah.
But they haven't failed me yet. I mean, you know, sure. Even if people say, well, this one's my favorite, this one, Thor 2 wasn't as great, but it's still fantastic. I mean, we're a spoiled society who looks at something like Thor 2 and goes, what do you mean, It's great, but Marvel, I believe anything they're going to do, I could sit back and not worry about it. DC movies have, with this connection and everything, I pray it's half as good as Marvel. Because the things that I've been worrying about so far scare me to death.
Now, I want to say something about what you just said. A lot of people compare DC and Marvel movies. And it's not from reasonable people, it's never a comparison to, oh, this one's better than this, or that one's better than this, or this one needs to be darker, no, this one needs to be funnier. The only comparison I see logical people making is that it's a comic book universe that's put on screen. Mm-hmm. That's what they're comparing it to. Mm-hmm. Like so many people want to say, oh, it's not as good. Like, it's different. It's not supposed to be as good, better, or worse. It's different.
You don't want a cookie cut out of the previous movie. You want it to stand on its own. I agree. And as long as they're true to the characters, like, again, what we were saying about how great Daredevil is. Mm-hmm. That's because they got to the core of what makes him special. It's not the superpowers. It's his ability to fight for right and blah, 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 blah. Even when he's cut up and gutted and all that.
There was a guy on my page. So we put up this, I don't know if I said this last time. He put it up again. It was hilarious. So it's named the craziest fight you could think of, right? That was the meme we put up on the page. And this guy, I want to say his name was Conrad Johns, Jonz. He put Daredevil versus Professor X with no powers. It was literally the funniest thing I heard all day. I was in tears. I swear to God. I was like in tears laughing.
What do you think of the casting of Spider-Man?
Marissa Tomei is a very attractive woman.
No. She's not going to be Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. I don't know much about this kid. All I seen was an Instagram clip that was circulating of him doing like parkour moves, flipping and jumping. I was like, if you get an actor that loves the character and wants it to be good, and it's not just bottom line with them, you're gonna have a great movie no matter what the movie is.
It's that dedication. I saw the same thing. I thought, good for you, putting yourself out there and going, look, I really care about getting this part. And I know nothing about him yet, too, but I love that Marvel is smart enough to go, let's get a kid to play a kid.
Well, I mean, if everything goes smoothly, he'll be playing that character for
a long, long time.
Yeah.
I agree. And, again, faith in Marvel. They're getting him in Civil War. They're going to get him in Avengers. For the love of God, it's freaking Spider-Man.
Speaking of Civil War.
He's the pillar of Marvel. Like, why would you not use him?
So, speaking of Civil War, very excited for Black Panther.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
One, it's about time.
Yep. No kidding.
And they're saying Cyborg is in Batman versus Superman? Or is that just going to be the Justice League movie?
It's the Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Justice League. But he's also, I don't know if he's going to, Cyborg is one of the people in the Titans show that they're making.
Okay.
Which, can we talk about how great it is that they're going to cross over?
Oh, are they?
Flash, Green Arrow, Supergirl are already, they're all part of the same universe. So you just introduced Super freaking Girl, who mentions her cousin, Superman.
I wonder how they struck that deal, because it's like, what?
Different network.
CBS, CW, and Fox.
Yeah. Well.
Speaking of Fox.
Go ahead.
So, the X-Men Apocalypse trailer.
Yeah.
The leaked, I mean, it's like Days of the Future Past.
You know what?
To me, the tone of the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, you have shots of people not really giving too much away. Just, it's there.
I don't know enough about the premise to care like I did. for. Like with Days of Future Past, that's great. That's time travel. They used that movie to fix the third movie, so I'm like, you know what? Even if they just stop right there, I'm thrilled. With this Apocalypse thing, I don't know if there's time travel crap involved or not.
Well, Apocalypse, so he's pretty much the first mutant ever.
Yeah.
You know.
So I hope they don't mess up what they've already corrected, I guess is my bottom line. You know what
I think I think Fox has finally earned some credit with the X-Men, and I could say I got faith in them.
And also, Hugh Jackman's last part of Wolverine is going to be doing Old Man Logan. Which
I wonder how far into that story they're going to get. Because they can't use the Hulk, right?
Ooh. I don't know. I guess, you know what? I trust Disney and Marvel have enough money that they can go, look at Sony. We'll let you use the Hulk. You know what I mean?
Oh, so speaking
of Fox, Fox.
You hear they're coming to terms, Fox and Marvel.
I hope so. Oh, I pray so. If we could get everybody back under the same umbrella, love of God, come on. Let's get X-Men fighting the Avengers. Holy crap. Let's do a Secret Wars, the classic Secret Wars, where it's everybody fighting everybody. You know, throw it all together. That would be just,
Now, I think that's the way they should go. Secret Wars, only because I've seen some people say, "Oh, you have Avengers versus X-Men coming out, 2020, blah blah blah." I'm like, first off, if it's the first movie the studios are going to do together, there's no way in the movie they're going to be completely at odds the whole time. I mean, that's just saying, well, we're the bigger company, so, you guys are going to have to take an L on that. I'm like, that's completely stupid. So I would assume they would do something like Secret Wars. Speaking of Fox, the Deadpool trailer came out. The leaked one, unofficial.
Yeah, thoughts?
As a huge Deadpool fan, I think that would be the biggest surprise I've seen. The guys look like they hit it on the mark. I was talking with my cousin Anthony that I was telling you about, and he was saying that he thinks they're trying too hard with Deadpool. But I'm like, every character that interacts with him is like, oh my God, you're annoying, just shut up. I said, just shut up,
Right.
I think that's kind of what you want. He breaks the fourth wall in the movie. You see him look at the screen, he says, cue the music. I mean, there's cursing, there's blood.
There's a lot of cursing.
And I'm like, it's a Deadpool movie. That's exactly what it should be, true to the character.
I agree. And now, here's the difference. I've always hated Deadpool. I hate I hate everything about him. I love the fact that he's a ninja, but there's nothing else about him. His characteristics, breaking the fourth wall, being obnoxious. Also, he's got that Wolverine sort of limitless power crap that I can't stand, where you chop my head off, but I'm still talking, and I'll just put it back on. Like, it's not it's not my thing. You know what I mean?
What I like about it is how it's used. As opposed to Wolverine is this unstoppable killing machine.
But what I will say is, despite hating Deadpool, the trailer looked fantastic. It looks like something if I saw it, and when I do see, I'll laugh at. I'll laugh at a lot.
Yeah.
As long as they don't make Colossus look stupid. Because he
looked pretty good.
Oh, he looked fantastic. I don't mean look stupid. I mean, like, make him out to be the idiot.
Oh, I gotcha.
Like, you remember what I was saying about, was it Garth Ennis? And if I'm wrong, I apologize. When he was it was Ennis, who was doing Punisher. And he always hates superhero stuff. So what he did was, he would have Daredevil, Wolverine, Hulk show up in the Punisher, and the Punisher would make them look like idiots.
When Punisher shot off Wolverine's face?
The whole thing, yeah.
And then shot him in the balls. I think that was one of the first times I laughed out loud at a comic.
Oh yeah, I was laughing too, but I thought
it was so ridiculous. I'm like, what is going on here?
this can't possibly count, because when you're so one-sided with your characters, you're not doing it justice to the universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I hope they don't make Colossus look like a complete idiot when he deals with Deadpool.
So at Comic-Con, let's see, what was there? There was Superman, Batman.
Right.
There was Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, well, I hope that's better than everything I've heard.
Yeah. What else? X-Men, Apocalypse.
Right.
Deadpool.
And Deadpool. Well, there has to be other things, right? Isn't there?
Well, they had the Star Wars one, but it was just like reels behind.
Oh, and it looked cool though. Still, I'm thrilled. I watched part of the panel with Harrison Ford and saying how much fun he had and how excited he is, and I'm like, good, because I didn't want it to seem like they were pulling teeth to get him to do it.
Yeah. There was also The Walking Dead.
And the Fear of the Walking Dead. Did you see that trailer?
Yeah, that is
fantastic.
And I want to say there was some. Bruce Campbell.
That looks good too.
It's for a new generation. I think they'll love it. I mean, I used to watch the old movies. Fantastic.
You know what? The special effects, and it was, even though it was kind of tongue-in-cheek humor, and kind of like making a joke of, it's still scary as can be. I watch it now when they do that, and everything zooms in, and and the way the demons look. That's bravo.
The fact that they throw in all this old school stuff that they used to do, which they kind of mock, but at the same time, just like,
Yeah. I love his dedication to the character too.
Mm-hmm. So what got you the most excited out of everything that was released?
Well, out of everything we talked about, other than the Daredevil casting and all that, I gotta say the Superman the Batman versus Superman, just because it's given me some hope and faith that it's gonna be good. Because I'm so against everything I've heard. But if I can actually go, Ben Affleck is doing a great job at this, at the character that I care about most, yay! Oh, did you see in comic books, they're finally going to do a Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle team up?
I seen that. I don't know how that's going to work out, but
it could be fantastic. If they do it right, it could be great. It's because you have the Turtles coming to Gotham and dealing with his rogue gallery. Not to mention Batman versus Shredder.
Oh,
there you go.
That's going to be a pretty big one,
right? I mean, picture the four turtles going after Batman and him just like slapping them off to the side and saying, "Knock it off." And then maybe meeting Splinter, and they don't even have to fight. They just kind of go, "All right, I don't need to fight you. Good. We have a mutual understanding. Yeah. All right, namaste and all that."
Oh, so speaking of not fighting, Jeremy Irons in the trailer. A lot of people say he looks like an old Tony Stark, and there's a meme going around with Iron Man. It says, "You either die a hero or live long enough to become Batman's butler." Hey.
What was your favorite part?
I'm gonna say it was Deadpool.
Yeah,
didn't see it coming. I mean, Batman and Superman is gonna be epic. I mean, we all know that.
Yeah.
But I would just say they're completely lateral, actually. I mean, it's not the same thing. It's on a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I was just really excited once I seen it. It gave me that feeling that I got when I seen the Avengers.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really happening in my lifetime.
And Ryan Reynolds is all behind it. Like, he loves it. I read where he got all teared up when he saw the outfit for the first time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's the type of stuff I love. I also read where Peter Capaldi, who is the newest Doctor on Doctor Who, when he got the tour of the TARDIS and everything years ago, he got all teared up then too. So I get that. That would be like, come on in, look at the Batman outfit. Okay. I'd tear up for that. But all right, tell you what. I'll let you go. And next time we'll talk about whatever comes out between now and then.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, and remember, everybody, keep sharing this podcast, and thank you again for all who have so far. Give us your feedback. Go to what's the direct link to your website?
I'll give you a link for it, but it's Marvel vs. DC. The easiest way to find it, because there's so many pages. Just type in #MVDC, and it'll take you straight to the page.
There you go. And check out the Never Gets Old podcast. Check out, there's the YouTube page, which is under MacWJack. There's also the Facebook page, which is great. I'm posting stuff every day, so you can't miss it. And look me up on Twitter at MacWJackson. All right, let us know and give us your feedback, and thanks as always for listening. And Chris and I will catch you next time.
Later.
Thanks. Bye.